Hi, everyone, and welcome back to English for Life. I'm Emma.
And I'm Daniel. Thanks so much for tuning in today.
This is episode 3. Change one habit, change your life. Ready to explore how one small habit can lead to big change?
Absolutely. Let's go.
So today, I want to share more about something personal, my habit of procrastination. You know, those small tasks like replying to messages, cleaning up, even doing simple chores. I'd always delay them thinking, I'll do it later. But later never seemed to come. And by the end of the day, I just felt scattered and totally unproductive, like I hadn't really accomplished anything meaningful.
That mental clutter can absolutely weigh you down, Emma. It's a common struggle, I think. How do you start to shift that feeling of being overwhelmed and stuck?
Well, I remembered our episode 2 discussion about building discipline through small, consistent actions. That really stuck with me. So I decided to choose just one tiny habit to focus on. Each morning, I committed to spending just 5 to 10 minutes doing one small task I'd been avoiding. It didn't matter what it was, just one thing.
Routine, yes, but crucially, so small it doesn't feel overwhelming. That's key, isn't it? It's not about tackling the whole mountain at once.
Exactly, and that's what made the difference. Doing it just 5 days in a row quickly led to momentum. Suddenly, one cleared task made me feel more focused for the rest of my day. My whole day just started feeling smoother and less chaotic. And, it wasn't about achieving perfection. It was just about these tiny, faithful actions. Consistently. That's where the real power lies.
It's amazing how those seemingly insignificant actions can create such a positive ripple effect. It's about laying that small foundation and then allowing it to grow naturally from there. It becomes less about a monumental effort and more about a gentle, persistent nudge.
Absolutely. Commit to one small action. That tiny step builds discipline, just like we emphasized in episode 2, but without feeling daunting. It's not about a huge overhaul. It's about a slight, consistent shift.
Precisely. Lay the foundation with that small action and then truly let it grow from there. It's like planting a seed.
So, to simplify it for our listeners, just keep it simple. Tell yourself, today I will, and then pick one single thing. That's your starting point, just one.
Listeners, this is now a great time to pause and reflect on your own lives. What's one small habit you could start today? Just one. Maybe it's writing a single sentence in English, organizing just one item on your desk, or perhaps doing a quick 5-minute stretch. Take a moment. Think about it.
Emma, that was a wonderful personal example about your own journey. Now, I know you have an inspirational story about a well-known public figure demonstrating this very principle of tiny habits leading to big impact. Can you share that with our listeners?
Absolutely, Daniel. I think this story truly captures the essence of what we're talking about today. I want to tell you about a daily habit of former U.S. President Barack Obama. It's a powerful illustration of the small action power we've been discussing. Being president of a country, especially one as globally influential as the United States, is arguably one of the most demanding jobs in the world. The schedule is relentless, the decisions are monumental, and the pressure is constant.
Unimaginable, really. The sheer volume of information and responsibilities must be immense, and the need to always be on.
Precisely. And despite all of that, while he was president, Barack Obama made working out each morning absolutely non-negotiable. He dedicated 45 minutes to weights and cardio about 6 days a week. And get this, he usually started around 6:45 a.m. After his workout, he'd have breakfast with his family, then head to work by around 9 a.m. This wasn't something he fit in when he had time. It was a fixed, consistent part of his day, come what may.
That is truly impressive consistency, especially considering his schedule and the constant demands on his time. It makes me wonder, how do you think that routine served him beyond just physical health?
Because surely at that level, it must have had a deeper impact than just staying in shape.
Oh, it absolutely did. For Obama, that morning workout was much more than just physical exercise. It became a critical tool for his mental clarity and for managing the immense stress that came with his job. He often spoke about it, actually. He'd say something to the effect of, "The rest of my day will be more productive if you give me my workout time." He saw it as an investment, not an obligation. It was his time to clear his head, to process things without interruption, and to prepare himself mentally for the day ahead, almost like a quiet period before the storm of his daily responsibilities began.
So it was almost like a form of active meditation or a mental reset button, even during the most intense periods of his presidency. Through long campaigns and global crises, he kept that habit. It was a kind of anchor then.
Exactly. An anchor is the perfect word for it. In a role where everything around him was constantly shifting, where every minute was accounted for, that 45-minute workout was his constant. It grounded his day. It provided him with a predictable, personal space where he could regain focus and maintain a sense of balance. This consistency, this tiny daily habit, helped him manage the incredible pressure and make clear, thoughtful decisions. It illustrates beautifully how a seemingly small, personal routine can create this powerful ripple effect, leading to greater stability, resilience, and ultimately, enhanced performance on a much larger scale. It allowed him to show up as his best self, day after day, even in the face of extraordinary challenges.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How a disciplined start to the day, something so personal, could have such a profound impact on his ability to lead and navigate such complex global challenges. It really underscores the idea that investing in these small, consistent actions isn't just about personal gain, but it can actually empower you to perform better in all aspects of your life, no matter how grand or demanding your responsibilities.
It really does. It's not just about what you achieve in those 45 minutes of exercise, but what that discipline and self-care allow you to achieve for the rest of your day and in the grand scheme of your life. It's about setting yourself up for success, one tiny, consistent action at a time. And that's a lesson for all of us, whether we're leading a country or simply trying to get through our daily to-do lists.
Great inspiration, Emma, and such a powerful story about President Obama. It really shows how these small, consistent actions can have an enormous impact, not just personally, but on a grand scale. Now, listeners, it's time for our regular vocabulary segment. Emma and I are always looking for ways to help you build your English skills. And what better way than to connect new words with the themes we discuss? So, I'll introduce each word first, give its meaning, and then use it in a sentence to help you understand its context. Let's dive right in. Our first word, which has been central to our discussion today, is habit. It means a regular practice or routine. For example, starting a reading habit helped me learn new English words every day. Next, we have transform. This word means to make a thorough or dramatic change. For instance, daily walks transformed her mood and energy levels within weeks. Then there's consistent, meaning done in the same way over time. Here's a sentence. She was consistent with her writing every evening for 10 minutes. This is really key to forming new habits, isn't it? Our fourth word is mindset. Mindset is a person's attitudes or way of thinking. You could say, a positive mindset helped him view mistakes as learning opportunities. Moving on to routine. Routine refers to a sequence of actions regularly followed. An example sentence, her evening routine included stretching and planning the next day. It's a very common word, but so important when we talk about daily structure. Next up is discipline, meaning training oneself to follow rules or habits.
For example, it took discipline to practice vocabulary even when she didn't feel like it. And a word we hear quite often, especially when we talk about productivity, procrastinate. It means to delay or postpone action. Here's a sentence. I used to procrastinate doing my homework until the night before. I think many of us can relate to that one, including Emma's earlier story.
And finally, motivation, meaning the reason or reasons for acting a particular way. For example, her motivation to improve her English grew after she made a learning plan.
There you have it, 8 key vocabulary words related to habits and self-improvement. Now over to you, our listeners. We've talked a lot about habits today, both personal and universal. It's your turn to engage with these ideas. Take a moment to reflect on these 3 questions. You might want to pause the audio or simply think them through as we go. First, what's one habit you would like to change or develop in your own life? Think about something small, something manageable, just like Emma's tiny habit of tackling one avoided task. Second, consider how developing or changing that habit would impact your daily life. What positive changes could it bring? How might it make your days smoother, more focused, or less stressful?
And third, what's the very first, smallest step you can take today to begin working on that habit? Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, just a tiny, faithful action.
That's so important, Daniel. And for that third question, I'd add, speak it out loud. Or even better, write it down. Say to yourself or write down the sentence, today I will. And then complete it with that one specific tiny first step you're committing to. For example, today I will write one sentence in English. Or today I will organize one item on my desk. That clarity, that vocalization or writing really helps it stick in your mind and makes it feel more real and achievable. It takes it from an idea to an intention.
Well, that was a great suggestion, Emma, and your advice to vocalize or write down that commitment is truly powerful. It really solidifies the intention. As we start to wrap up today's episode of English for Life, let's quickly recap what we've covered. We started with Emma's incredibly relatable story of overcoming procrastination, demonstrating how adopting a tiny habit each day led to significant improvements in focus and productivity. Then we moved on to an inspiring real-life example with Barack Obama's disciplined morning workout routine, illustrating how a consistent small action can serve as a vital anchor for stability and mental clarity, even under immense pressure.
And of course, we enriched our English vocabulary with 8 key words related to habit formation and self-improvement: habit, transform, consistent, mindset, routine, discipline, procrastinate, and motivation. We provided meanings and example sentences for each.
We hope this episode has given you some valuable insights and actionable steps to start your own habit journey, or perhaps refine one you're already on.
Absolutely. It's been a real pleasure sharing these ideas with you today. Remember, English for Life is here to help you not just improve your language skills, but also to bring practical, inspiring content into your daily routine.
If you found today's discussion helpful, please consider subscribing to our podcast wherever you listen. And if you're watching us on video, give us a like. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
Your support helps us continue creating content that we hope empowers and inspires. We love hearing from you too, so feel free to leave a comment or review.
Thank you so much for tuning in to English for Life. We genuinely appreciate you spending your time with us.
We look forward to catching you in the next episode.